Hey you. Come on, sit down. You're not just sitting at the Grows Table, actually. This is At the Grows Table presents The Bride of Pimpy. Yes, I am not the host. I am just the co-host. The person is to the right of me is the star of the show, The Bride of Pimpy. How are you doing?
I'm so tired.
I know. Right now, she is so tired. Right now, she is actually located across the room from me, laying on the couch, and that what she's using is a camera rig so she can lay down and do the show, and it's amazing because I actually shoot so many of my YouTube shorts laying down, so everybody thinks I have a blue backdrop
No,
when
it's
I
just our
don't.
couch.
It's just the couch, and I like gel my hair so my hair is not falling backwards, so it looks like it's falling.
You
Oh, I
gel
go.
your hair back?
Oh, I do. I go all out.
You're fucking ridiculous.
I go so all out to make sure nobody knows that I'm fucking just being a complete lazy asshole, and that's what I do.
Oh
But
my god.
anyways, so today we're going to be talking about The Last House on the Left.
Shouldn't we address that like Bride of Pimpy's been off for like months?
We should address that. Yes.
Yeah.
So we took a break from the show just because we've been very busy with my comedy schedule. Sarah and I are producing my comedy special, Spooky, so that's been taking up a lot of our time. Plus, Sarah has a crapload of awesome, scary books that she is working on. Do you have a book right now you're working on right now that's near you?
That I'm reading?
Yes.
Oh, well. It's funny how you just mentioned.
Well, anyways, so just so people are
Nope.
enjoying, we're going to talk about Last House on the Left. But what book are you reading right now, and what's it about, Sarah?
Okay, this is Plain Bad Heroines. It's by Emily Danforth. It's about this. Okay, it's about this. Oh God, I can't even use words. It is about a movie that is being made about a true event, and the true event was, this all-girls boarding school. There is a book club that gets obsessed with an autobiography. I think it's supposed to be patterned after like Virginia Woolf. That's what it's sounding like to me. And Jesse, yes, that is an author. That is not a.
Yeah, I know. I was trying not to make a joke about it. There was a long time ago, like I didn't know that was a real person at all. And we were at a comedy club, and all the comedians, including Sarah, were just shitting on me for the whole hour, which I did not know.
She's like an award-winning author. But
how award-winning can you be if I don't know what you did? I know Mark Twain did stuff. Anyways, so it looks like it's a very good book.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's talk about what we're going to talk about. The Last House on the Left, which came out in 1972, and it's a Wes Craven movie. It's before this, Wes Craven, he did some pornographic films.
What?
This. Yeah, under different pseudonyms.
You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, Wes Craven did porn. Yeah, Wes Craven Moorhead. Hey,
so not funny.
No,
so fucking not.
I don't care. Anyways, yes, Wes Craven. Before he did Scream, he did Moan. No, I'm kidding. That was awful. Okay.
You're
anyways,
a hack.
So this, I know I'm a hack. Anyway, so this movie is not the first of its type to be this revenge horror film.
Yeah.
It's like it's in a. This film is basically a quick synopsis. It's about these killers who kill these two girls that are having a night out in the city, and then these killers later, unwittingly, run into the girls' parents, who then find out what they did and then murder them back.
And also, trigger warning: this movie does have rape in it, so that may be talked about during this podcast.
Yes.
So that might not be for you. Maybe come back next week if that's something that will trigger you.
Yes. I mean, this comes from a long genre, which I'm not a big fan of. These aren't movies I seek out. And the only reason why you and I watch this movie, and we'll get into this in a little bit, we watched a movie that was an Italian copy of this.
Yeah.
Where one of the killers got away. We got pissed off at that ending. We were so fucking angry.
But
we're like, we need to see everybody die.
No, but surprisingly, the Italian movie was done more tastefully. Normally, it's the other way around.
The Italian movie, which we're talking about, it's a ripoff. It's called The Last Stop on the Night Train.
It's also
75, 2 years later. So check it out if you want to watch it. It's I think we watched it. We boot.
Don't say that.
Don't say that.
Okay.
We want Zuckerberg taking us off.
Who gives a fuck?
Okay, that's true, right? We'll just jump on Thread. Anyway.
Oh my god.
We'll just jump on Thread, and I'll share that to my Twitter, and my Twitter will share that to my Instagram. It's all connected. It's all connected. But anyways, so these movies, so again, like I said, my wife said spoiler alert, and also trigger warning alert. These are really intense movies, so we're gonna get into it. But why we're talking about it is because Wes Craven and Sean S. Cunningham, as well as Steve Miner, who I found out later today was a part of that movie. Steve Miner did other Friday the 13th movies. Sean S. Cunningham, kind of the father of the Friday the 13th movies. And Wes Craven, obviously someone who's reimagined and remade horror in the best way possible with Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, and all those great classic flicks. So let's get right into it. So let's talk about the plot. And we're going to be very light with this. We're not going to get too heavy into it.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about one stupid moment in this stupid fucking movie.
And also, I want to preface this. Okay, it's not the content of the movie that pisses me off. It is just everything I hear about the making of this movie.
Yeah,
makes me not. I love Scream. Scream is my ride or die franchise, but this makes me somewhat hate Wes Craven.
Yes.
Like,
and we will get into that. We will get into that. Right now, I'm like, think of yourself as Anakin Skywalker, and I'm just I'm the creepy. I'm the, what's his name? I'm losing it. I forgot his name. Palpatine. I'm just like, yes. I'm just going to kind of flow your hate.
Oh my God.
Show. All right.
Okay, so this movie is about, Mary and what's her friend's name?
Wow. Too soon, honey.
She dies in like
she had a name.
She dies like within the first 30 minutes.
Don't they all die in the first 30 minutes?
No, the Mary dies like
minute 41.
Okay, fuck off.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay, so it's about Mary and her friend. They go to a concert.
Phyllis, say her name.
Oh, it's Phyllis. Thank you. Okay.
Phyllis, yes.
Mary and Phyllis, they're going to a concert down like in the downtown area. And supposedly it has like a rap for being a dangerous place or whatever. Phyllis has the bright idea. She wants to go buy weed before the concert. Lo and behold, she asks a random guy standing in front of it's like another house, like, hey, you selling anything? And he's like, yeah, walk into my house. All right, well, the guy she approached is the son of a convicted felon. I think he was...
pretty much sex crimes. I mean, all these guys all these criminals, they're all sex criminals.
So he is the son of this convicted felon who the felon literally just broke out of prison along with his two friends. And then his girlfriend is there too.
Krug. Sorry, I know the guy's name. It's Krug. The reason why I know that is because that's where Freddy Krueger comes from. That Wes Craven's later creation.
Yeah. So
sorry, I just don't know why I forgot that.
They're walking into the lion's den. They go in there, and then pretty much they're like knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, this movie takes a really rough turn, as Bill Hader would say. This is like the after school special having an acid trip, a very violent one.
Oh yeah.
They're just got. So, anyways, it gets to so we won't go into the gory details, but before we get into the gory details, there is a single detail I gotta throw in here.
That's stupid as fuck.
Shit on it later. So we can
stupid as fuck.
So the mother gives her a peace necklace.
Gives Mary a peace necklace because
it's nothing special.
Just a peace sign, a plain silver thing. I don't even think it was on a chain. I think it was on like a black thread.
Yeah, no jewels, no nothing, not her initials. This is like you go to Myrtle Beach and you tell your girl you're gonna get her something. You go to the cheap $5 store to get a peace symbol thing. That's what it is. It's nothing special.
And the important thing to know is Mary puts the necklace on right before she leaves the house.
And they do a close up. They let you know it's right there. You see it. It's on her. No doubt in the world. And they even show it up again later. So let's get into the story. So anyways, the guys kidnap the girls. The girls are in the middle of the woods with these guys. And obviously the horrific crimes, the very gritty, dark underbelly. And basically what Wes Craven was saying is he wanted to really show an unapologetic version of how cruel people are.
But my question is, what came out first, this or I Spit on Your Grave?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I Spit on Your Grave is graphic as fuck. And I Spit on Your Grave,
I would say I Spit on Your Grave came out first, but I could be very. Ooh, no! Wow! Holy shit!
It came out after?
78.
Really?
78. This is 72.
Fuck.
That's crazy. So this movie. Well, the reason why a lot of people suggest that this movie was violent is like this was the time where Vietnam War was like the first war to ever be televised, and violence was just it was getting shot in our face. So that's why they did it in a very guerrilla style, where they weren't getting permits. They were running around and doing everything on the fly to film this stuff. But also, like they wanted to show just how cruel humans can be, and unapologetically, to the point where. So the one good aspect of this, of a silver lining.
Let's finish explaining the movie.
Oh no! I was going to.
Okay. Okay.
One silver lining to showing this violence was Roger Ebert gave them a high 3.5 out of 5 stars because he said that while it's very disgusting, it's very hard to watch. It's very just it is an unapologetic look at how horrible the world is. And so, at one aspect, it hats off to the honesty, but it is very at the same time very exploitative.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's to anybody to debate. We are just reporting back details of what the movie was and how people saw it. And we'll talk about the reaction to it. But anyways.
Okay.
So both characters have been killed, honey.
No, hold on. You skipped an important part.
Oh, I did this stupid fucking thing again.
Well, just let me talk.
You got it.
So when the two girls are taken into the woods is actually the backyard to Mary's house.
Yes.
So
what are the odds?
Dude, like literally
1,000,000 to 1.
When the whole little crew is in the car driving into the woods, they drive past Mary's driveway.
The mailbox, yes.
Yeah. So essentially the girl.
Which, real quick, who has a mailbox that just says Mary? My parents didn't let me put Jesse on my mailbox.
I mean, I almost made a really.
Don't do that. Okay, let's take a step back.
I stopped myself.
You did.
Be proud.
I didn't see your fucking name on your mailbox, man, at your house.
Okay, that's because my parents love my brother more, okay?
Yeah, but you know what? Next time I'm at your house, I'm gonna write Chris with a heart on there. That's what I'm gonna do, just to throw it right in your face, make you feel bad. Anyways, so sorry, I'm derailing the whole thing. Get us back on, honey.
Okay, so the girls are essentially just brutally attacked. Right before Mary is killed, she tries to get Krug's son to let her go. And as a way to bribe the son, she gives the son her necklace. And then
spoiler alert, so fucking important.
Yeah.
The peace sign.
The peace sign. That literally okay. So Mary gets killed and the group, they clean themselves up and I think it starts storming. So they literally they change outfits, all that, and disguise themselves as like well-to-do salesmen or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go to the first house that they see. It ends up being Mary's house.
Yeah. And can we talk about the second worst criminals in this movie?
Okay.
The stupid comedy slapstick cops that were
we'll get to that. Okay. So Mary's parents obviously realize that she's missing. So they're worried sick about their daughter. They still let like 4 complete strangers into their house.
Hey, it's the 70s.
It's like, I don't care if it's the 70s. What the fuck?
Dude, yeah. That would scare me too. Like, and they didn't have normal names. Like, they still had to say, "Hi, my name is Sadie. Hi, my name is Weasel." Like,
the one guy said his name was Weasel. I didn't even catch that.
One dude's name is Weasel. And then Junior's over here having a heroin withdrawal.
Oh yeah, the Krug's son is a heroin addict. He also feels incredibly guilty about the girls dying, and he shows some signs of PTSD. So the other 3 members of the crew, they're acting normal, whatever. Krug's son is going through it. Doesn't join them for dinner, and then in the middle of the night, he starts vomiting, and Mary's mother goes into the bathroom to see what's going on. She notices that he's wearing Mary's necklace, which literally anyone in the fucking 70s
This
would
is a
have this necklace.
thin line.
I had
Such a thin line.
it like at least okay, the remake of the movie, the necklace was very distinct.
Yes,
like,
it was very distinct.
Only Mary in that remake would have that necklace. It
Only
makes
her.
complete sense why they see it and they get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're gonna fuck these people up.
Which I love. What a great grading process. Let's just murder 4 people, which they deserve. Totally deserve. But like they in the remake especially, it's a switch. They're just like they literally those parents don't take a second. Like in the original version, there's a moment where they're like, oh, and they check for evidence. They go for more evidence. This movie, the rehab movie's like murder.
Yeah. Which, that's a fair, that makes more sense.
What if they got it wrong?
They did? Okay, well,
they got lucky. They got it right.
No, because remember, they found Mary was half alive.
Oh, Mary was alive in the last one. You're right.
And then she dies. And then
they totally can ID them.
Yeah, and then she dies in the mom's arms, and then they're like, all right, we're going to kill some people.
All right, now we're going to kill some people.
Okay, so essentially the parents are like, okay, we got to kill these people after they do their bullshit investigation.
They find Mary in the backyard.
Oh, yeah, they find Mary in the backyard dead. They bring her into the house. They just leave her on a couch.
Which I found that so weird.
So weird.
And she was face down, too. Like, the whole time, she just looked... she looked like this. Every time they would show a shot of her, just...
I don't think they had a way to cover up her breathing. Like, the actor breathing.
Maybe, but it was just like, you just were watching it, and you're like, all right, I wouldn't. I mean, look, it's like when you walk into an elevator. When you walk into an elevator, your instinct is to look at the door.
True.
My instinct is if somebody was laying down, I'd just face up. But I digress. Okay. That's probably a good reason they couldn't hide the breathing.
So the mom is way better at killing people.
Dude, the mother. If we were playing Call of Duty, she was on my team every day of the week.
Okay, so the mom literally seduces she seduces Weasel.
Yeah. Who, by the way, in real life was a porn star. Before and after those movies, but keep going.
Ew. Okay. So she takes Weasel outside, seduces him, starts giving him a blowjob, and then bites his dick off.
Bite like Kobayashi style, like Joey Chestnuts, man. She fucking took him out. And I think she swallowed it. I didn't see her spit it out. Did she spit it out?
They cut the camera away.
Oh, I think she swallowed it. Because I think tribal war, like, you'll never get this back.
Okay, anyways, Weasel fucking dies.
Oh, he bleeds from the dick.
Profusely.
Dude, I was just a scary moment because the guy's like, ah! Dude, yeah, but you're so right. The wife knows how to murder.
She does. She's way better.
Life. Like, here's the worst part. Like, that was her first kill. Like, she didn't descend into more madness. She probably has a killing past.
She might.
She might. Like, that's a really first time killing somebody. She goes dick bite.
You know what? It's feminine rage. I get it. I respect it.
And I'm not saying you get it. Listen, I'm trying to think of the mindset to, I find out this guy hurt my daughter. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so anyways. Okay. So he's unaliving the side of the water.
He's gone. Then did she go after Sadie?
No, not yet. Not yet. The father has been Kevin McAllister for the last half hour. All right, because he's like making an electrocution rug so that it shocks him if anybody touches the door, and he's lining like wire along the hallway so they trip.
Yeah.
He's putting shaving cream on the ground. He's putting Hot Wheels everywhere. Okay, that didn't happen. That's just.
Oh my god.
Focus,
Pimpy.
What?
Focus.
Yeah, the paint cans come down. No,
he did not. Oh my god.
Okay, it was all. You could have put the music to Home Alone to that scene, and it would have matched.
Oh, totally.
It would have matched. Like, this is my house, and I'm going to defend it. I'm just saying. Anyways, look. So he's doing all that, and like he is awful. He has no stealth. So he has the shotgun, and he's like, "Oh, I only have one shell and a 2-barrel shotgun. Whatever." Puts it in. He walks into the bedroom, and Krug is like, dude, the father could not make more noises trying to sneak up on somebody.
No, he was horrible.
Like every noise, clicking the gun, putting it back. Like, I was like, dude. And then Krug's awake, and then Krug's like, "What are you gonna do with that?" And the lights go out, shots fire, and then Krug is like, you could have put the Benny Hill music to him running out of that room because he's slipping. He's like, "Oh fuck, he's slipping." And then he gets electrocuted. It gets really crazy, but then he gets the upper hand and beats the shit out of the father.
And then in the meantime, Krug's
him.
son just wanders in, and
he's just having a withdrawal this whole entire night.
Yeah, Krug and Junior just start not like physically fighting, verbally fighting. And Krug virtually dares him to commit suicide, and Junior's like, "All right, bet," and he kills himself.
He actually, that's his last word, everybody, in the movie. He went, "Bet," and then he did it. Because I ain't no bitch. That's what he did. I don't know. I think probably that didn't happen in the movie. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was cut from the movie. Maybe Wes Craven was like, I like the bravery of that take, but let's make it sad. Like, don't go bet. No one says bet in 1972. No one says that. Anyways.
You never know.
Maybe
we weren't alive.
Bet. Yeah, I mean,
okay. All right, he's gone. So then, Mary's father decides to bring out a chainsaw.
Which, by the way, 0 to 60. Like, I love how he just kept going back down into the cellar.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the gun didn't work.
No, but it's like he has weapons and does not know how to use them.
He doesn't.
It's like, bro, I get your daughter just died, but get a fucking grip.
And by the way, real quickly, the mother killed somebody within maybe
5 minutes.
5 minutes, like start to finish. He's still working on his half hour.
Yeah.
He's working on a half hour. He hasn't put anybody down. If anything, he bored Krug to death where he's like, all right, I'm going to take my son out now. If anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, he goes down there and gets the chainsaw. And I'll let you tell this next part. Sadie, at this point, sees the chainsaw, sees Krug. She freaks out.
Yep.
She bolts. And then what happens after that?
Oh, the mom kills Sadie.
Like good.
Caesar. And just fucking, how does she kill her?
Oh my god, she throws her, she gets her in the pool, like she chases her down.
Yeah.
And then, is he stabbed? Like, I forgot.
It was a mix of stabbing and like drowning.
Oh, she cut her throat.
Yeah.
Estelle, the mom's name is Estelle.
Okay.
I'll put respect on the name. I don't care about the father's name. So Estelle is 2 for 2 right now.
Yep.
Estelle is 2 for 2. The father is 0 for 0. He's 0. Actually, he's 0 for 3 because he's encountered Krug. He's encountered Sadie. He's encountered Junior. Nothing. He has not lived up to his expectation or his vows. He's totally fucked up.
No, he fucking sucked.
He totally sucked. All right. So Estelle gets shit done. Anyways. So meanwhile, while this is all happening, just so everybody can understand what happens in the next scene, there's these 2 cops. They are the most useless characters in the world.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean useless as in not because they're cops, but because like where they are in the story, it just doesn't make sense. They're clowny and stuff. And the movie's like really dark, so it's showing like these people getting brutally murdered. Cutscene. Oh man, I wish I had some hot dogs.
Yeah.
Brutality. Oh man, I wish I could ride on the chicken basket. Brutality. It was the weirdest thing. Like, they could have just took all that out. But anyways, for some reason they lose their car. Nobody will give them lifts.
So they're walking.
They've been walking this whole movie, and just walking.
And they're walking to Mary's house.
They're walking to Mary's house, and they get to Mary's house, and they walk in. All right, and at this point, Estelle is 2 for 2. Krug is 1 for 1. All right, now it comes down to Krug and and hit the father. He didn't get a name because he didn't do shit so far.
Oh my god.
He didn't do shit. All right. Then after the father has been, after Krug gets stunned again with the electrical door, he got home alone. That's when he takes the chainsaw. The detective's like, no, don't do that. The cops are down. Don't do it. Because the cops walk in at that very time. And then the wife who did all the work is being held by the husband, which she did all the work, and then credits roll.
Oh, they kill Krug.
Oh, Krug's dead. Yeah,
he gets chainsawed. About
time. Yeah. It took the father forever to do what seemed to be the most easy. Here's the thing. He had no weapons for most of his kills. No. The wife had no weapons for most of the kills.
Oh, she was like fucking amazing.
She was like MacGyvering. She was like, all right, I'm gonna use what mom gave me, teeth.
It was a solid plan.
And, like, what was so stupid was the father walked in with a gun and somehow loses the drop on him.
Some people just aren't meant to murder.
Not this guy.
And this guy was not.
Nope.
He literally found his daughter's dead body and was useless.
Pretty useless. Very useless from start to finish in this movie. And so, anyways, movie ends. Krug's dead. Parents are holding each other. And it's a metaphor for the wife doing more work than the husband around the house, everywhere around the house. It's a metaphor. It's right there. I know it. I saw it. I saw you look back, and I was like, "Shit! I should have done the dishes today." Okay, I think that's what the movie was trying to hit me with.
It was.
That's what it was. Anyways, so that's the plot of the movie. So let's talk about the history and the legacy of this movie.
Okay.
So for number one, this thing was rated X so many times, to the point where theaters weren't showing it. He had to keep cutting stuff out of this movie. People were so disgusted. People would scream at the projectionist and turn it off. And actually, projectionists in movie theaters would actually re-edit the movie.
Yeah, they would just cut out some scenes.
Yeah, and I think it was because the blood in this movie looked more real than most blood in a lot of movies.
Well, because it wasn't that like gross, like fake red, like that bright ass red.
Yeah, they used I think food coloring with like red and blue to tone it down, and it looked so good because even though this movie's like what now? So it's like 50 years old, and it's very hard to watch still to this day.
I will say that I Spit on Your Grave is harder to watch than this.
I agree with that. I mean, this movie came out afterwards. I mean, it came out, this is when horror was like, ooh, you did this. Now I got to step it up and do this.
Yeah. And I think, part of it is we're so desensitized. I don't think I was super fazed by the movie. Like when we watched it the first time,
mm-hmm.
Because I Spit on Your Grave actually showed like the sexual assault fully.
Yeah, this one
you just saw faces.
It was faces, and they would cut right before certain points, but the cuts were so quick that your brain would almost make up the images in your head of what you see to make sense of what it is. Kind of the same technique they did with Chainsaw.
Right.
Yeah, even though it's like, no, that frame doesn't exist. It's just your brain filling in the blanks. But no, this movie was... But here's the thing, they were like, this movie made $3 million in drive-ins. And I'm like, who
the fuck?
Because you got to keep in mind, drive-ins was the place you take a girl, guys would take a girl, have a good night with them, sex with them, this is a really hard movie. This is a movie, not to do that during.
Unless it was like, hey, nothing will ever happen to you if you just stay with me forever. I could see that being fun.
Or somebody just looking at somebody and this is why we don't get marijuana in the cities.
Oh my, no, it's okay, the rationale for how that made so much money in drive-ins, it's okay, when I was in college at Baldwin Wallace and we had those clown scares, what was it, 2016? Okay, the guys in my night classes would be like, oh, we'll walk all the girls to their cars and stuff, trying to be like, oh, nothing bad will happen if you stay with a man. I think that's why it made so much money.
You know what that means? They're like, this was the bar. Guys. It's a really bad bar.
I mean,
It's not a good bar.
here's the thing.
Hey, if I sell you marijuana, I will never take you out in the woods and murder you. Like,
Oh my god.
Like, that's not a good bar. But I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I get it. It's just, that's not a great bar.
It's not, but you're also not a woman, so you don't even get it. This is normal. This is
that's
so fucking normal.
No. I'm not saying that it's not normal. I'm not saying it's not normal. But it's so sad as a society that has to be a bar.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, because this is what this movie is, a portrayal of how horrible people can be to people. That's what it is. This type of genre movie doesn't come back until after 9/11, where Saw, Hostel, all the torture porn movies came back because it was all about how awful can a person be to another person. I mean, all of these are a reflection of society's anxieties, of what we are hearing in the moment. And this is obviously, this movie was not to be enjoyable. This movie's not enjoyable at all.
No, not at all.
It's not. This movie's really hard to watch. It is going for a specific, this is hard to watch, this is disgusting, this is horrible, because we want to show you how bad people could be to people unapologetically. You know, this movie, you don't walk away with a happy feeling at the end. I mean, even though, they get their revenge, I mean, their daughter.
Yeah, their daughter's still dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard pill to swallow. But again, we watched this movie and considered it more of a happier ending because we watched another movie where let's jump into that real fast.
Okay. So we came across this movie after seeing a TikTok where people used D&D dice to roll for horror movies.
Which is such a good idea. Like, if you don't know what to watch, it basically would tell you, what was it? The year? The first one would give you the year.
Yeah.
We'll have to find it and post it, but gives you the year, the title, the first letter of the title, and all the stuff, and then it tells you what you're going to watch.
Well, it gives you the decade, then the year, then alphabetized, and then like a number. You're supposed to pick the movie off of a list on like what, Wikipedia?
Wiki horror. Yes.
Wiki horror.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how we came on to Last Stop on the Night Train. It's also called Murder. Isn't it called Murder Train?
Murder Train, yeah.
Kill Train, something like that.
Yeah.
It has multiple titles.
I call it Last Train on the Left. That's what it was for me.
Yeah.
So let me rush through this one. Two Italian girls going from Germany to Italy for Christmas, and what happens is they're on a train ride. They meet with these three strangers. Same kind of normal, same exact thing. I meant normal as in like normal within this revenge genre.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Because this, I mean, revenge. I'm not a big fan of these horror revenge genres, but here's what they are. They're basically innocence, horrific crime, revenge. I mean, that's the bread and butter of these movies. That's all they do. So basically, you get these innocent girls that are going home for Christmas. They go on a train where they get brutalized by these people, and then
their bodies are literally thrown off the train.
Thrown from the train, and they're found later by the cops, and we'll explain that in a second. What happens is the parents go to the train station, girls aren't there. They're like, they missed the train. Okay, cool. And so what they did was they're like, there's these three random people. You guys want to come to our house for Christmas? No one needs to be alone for Christmas.
No. The lady in the group hurt herself. The dad's a doctor, and the dad was you're deep cut.
Yeah. I don't want to go to the hospital. Okay. And then serendipitously, those are the parents that they go to the house, and which this movie does one thing better. All right, because when the mom hears that, their daughter had a tie that was like super fucking ugly. One of the killers is wearing that super fucking ugly tie.
So it makes sense.
So it makes perfect sense. And it's like an obvious tie that like, no doubt in the world. And I love how the dad was like, people wear that tie all the time. Like, dude, I think there's a whaling uniform on it. Okay, hard fucking pass on that. They do some more investigating, and then so they find out it's them. And this father, efficient.
Takes a shotgun, a whole bunch of ammo.
Very good.
And just starts knocking them out.
Yeah. Well, I think the first guy stabbed with like a paralysis thing.
Yeah.
So, and then he killed him, and then he hunts the other guy down. But at one point they interrogate the woman first. And the woman was like, "Oh no, I was a prisoner of it all. I was blah 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 blah." Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
bullshit. And so that's the part that kind of pissed us off because we wanted to see this person go down.
Because she instigated
She pretty much was
everything.
the mastermind of it all.
Yeah.
She feigned victim just to feign victim. But it's like, no, you antagonized them. You told them all to do this. And then the father, most dangerous, gains the guy with a shotgun. Just kills him straight up. And then the cops arrive, and that's it. So
the lady gets away with it.
Which pissed us off.
It was so infuriating.
It was awful,
yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we watched this movie, not because, we enjoy it, but because we were like, we need to see people go down. We need to see people suffer for their crime. And then that's why we watched Last House on the Left, because we just felt like, we felt kind of robbed. I mean, I get it. It's a hard look at realization that there are people that get away with this shit. But sometimes when you watch something that's fantasy or fiction, you're like, nah, I want somebody to go down. Sometimes it's just not satisfying to watch somebody get away with a horrific crime. Because I would even argue there was something worse about that character.
There was.
Like, Krug was bad, but he was like bad by nature.
Yeah.
This woman, like, she had that same cruelty that a cat has when he plays with the mouse, but never kills it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there is something just and so when she feigns victim, you're just like, I hate this character so much. I hate you.
Yeah.
You're the evilest. It's hard, but that's why we had to watch that. But anyways, so let's move on. We can move on to our next topic with this video nasty. So, Sarah, I think you're very familiar with video nasty, are you?
Kind of.
Okay, so I'll get into video nasty. But video nasty is more of a UK thing.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, it was like this, like it referred to like the number of films and low budget films and stuff like that were criticized for violence and all that stuff by various commentators and religious organizations, and there were these films that like they don't want you to watch, and so like Cannibal Holocaust was on there, Evil Dead was on there at one point, so there was a lot of like films. I think at one point, The Exorcist, like, I think there had to be permission granted for that to be shown.
So the issue with The Exorcist was so it was able to be shown and then it got immediately pulled.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So in other video nasties, oh God, I had the title in my head and then I lost it. Oh, Irreversible was one of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, Serbian Film is after.
Serbian Film is way after, but that is banned in some countries. That is. I Spit on Your Grave was one of them, or Day of the Woman, as it was called at the time. Let's see. This is a movie that's randomly on the list, and it scares the shit out of me that this is a movie.
What?
It's called The Gestapo Last Orgy. Like, Jesus Christ. What movies were people making?
Where the fuck did you find that list?
Oh, it's on Wikipedia.
Wasn't Suspiria on that too?
I'll look at it.
I feel like one of Dario Argento's was.
I would definitely believe that it could have been Suspiria. No, but Tenebrae made it. Tenebrae made it. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I'm reading from a list of prosecuted films. Films where they were brought to court. Sorry. They were brought to court. Sorry.
Tenebrae was brought to court?
It was brought to court.
Wait, wasn't that the one with the girl in the school? Yeah.
It was like a coma carry.
Yeah, and then
it was pretty much I never thought about it. It's a coma carry.
It's a coma carry, and somebody literally dies by snails.
Pretty much, yeah. It was the weirdest movie ever. It
was good.
Oh, it was good. It was good, but we're not going to pretend it wasn't a weird movie.
I mean, all of Dario Argento's movies are just fucking weird.
Which he has to say, in my opinion, either people will say it's the best or worst Phantom of the Opera. I think it's the best.
No, it was totally the best.
It's totally the best. It does it. There's one part where a bunch of human beings get snapped in a mousetrap. It was the dumbest fucking
Great.
way for
It was
somebody
beautiful.
to die. What?
It was beautiful.
And then they had that Mario Kart double dash car.
Yeah.
It was weird.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, so an Italian horror director who we just love.
We were fascinated by this man.
Fascinated. It took Jesse a long time to finally get on the Dario Argento train, but I brainwashed him.
You did.
So Dario Argento remade Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom doesn't even wear a mask. It was
he's like handsome as shit.
He is. He's actually
if he walked in this room, I'd be so afraid he'd steal you. Like, that's how fucking afraid I am of him.
I don't like guys with long hair, so you're safe.
Thank God.
But essentially the movie is so hard to find now. We found it on YouTube, and we couldn't find an English copy.
We couldn't even find an Italian copy either.
No, we watched the German dialogue.
And we literally had to watch we had to literally have Wikipedia open to read along with what the hell was happening. Because, like, you and I can understand Italian.
Yeah, if it was in Italian, it would have been no issue.
Yeah.
But
it got really uncomfortable. Like, when the fans started screaming, I was like, oh, he sounds like Hitler. I was like, this sounds
okay, don't make those jokes.
Okay.
Anyways. Let's get back on track.
Deep Red, that was another movie.
That was a Video Nasty?
That was a Video Nasty.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That one's so tame.
Yeah. It's a part of the Section 3 Video Nasty.
Oh.
Let's see. There's a lot of weird ones. A lot of weird ones on here. Scanners, which I can see why.
I didn't like Scanners.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, so I gotta watch that. But anyways, yeah. So there was like a bunch of banned ones. Here's a banned one that you liked. It wasn't classified as a Video Nasty, but it was banned. Maniac.
Oh God, that movie.
Yeah. But anyways, getting back on track. So these movies were like banned. They were hard to find. It was like, because at one point I think this movie was banned for 30 years in UK, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so this movie was like never shown. It was like up until I think probably what?
2010-ish. Yeah.
It
was when the remake came out.
Yeah, so 2009. So yeah, so that's how long these movies were not allowed to be seen. And if you ever want to check out Video Nasties, check them out. They're very interesting. Some will surprise you. Some will be like, wait, why is this on there? It's crazy. It's just some things are banned for certain reasons in certain movies. And there's some watch value to these movies. I mean, these were horror movie directors that probably in their youth trying to shock and awe and be very provocative in what they're doing, because that's sometimes how you get attention. You rang the bell very, very, very loud and people paid attention to you. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, David Cronenberg is a great example of how fucked up these movies are. Yeah. They're crazy, but anyways. But let's talk about this. So because it was a Video Nasty, it was because of the violence. Now, how do you think they treated the violence in this movie? Do you think it was too sensationalized, too exploitative, or do you feel that it was exactly what it was supposed to be? I mean, on one aspect, it is what it's supposed to be because it is that revenge horror, which
So my main issue. The violence is exploitative just because in the 70s, the way that sexual assault was viewed and just the rampant victim blaming, like in the 70s, you legally married couples, if like the husband raped the wife, it could not be prosecuted. Yeah. So just keeping that keeping that in your mind, it was very exploitative. I don't think that there were any good intentions behind this movie. I genuinely think Wes Craven was like, how can I get noticed? Yeah. And by proxy, that meant let's show a tremendous amount of violence towards women. Yeah. And fundamentally, that doesn't sit well with me. Especially because the last time I saw this movie since we rewatched it was pre-COVID. I don't even think we were living together.
No.
So like between like 2018
No.
and whatever. So back then it didn't bother me as much now, but to see like where we are like as a country and how everything is so negatively charged to begin with, watching this again, it just made me think like, Wes Craven, you had no business making this movie the way that it was. It would be different if there was some sort of point to the violence and showing it. But
I let me say something because it'll bridge exactly what you're trying to say.
Well, I have one other thing.
Say.
So there are ways where showing violence, especially violence against women, there's a point to it, and it's to bring awareness. The biggest example that I can think of, Jesse, I don't think you've ever seen this movie. Elizabeth Montgomery, she played Sam on Bewitched, Samantha.
Really? Okay.
Okay. So after Bewitched ended, she made a TV movie. The movie's literally called A Case of Rape. And she plays a married woman. Her husband doesn't rape her, but she is actually assaulted.
Yeah.
I think like 3 separate times.
You told me about this.
By the same person. And you actually see just her reaction to it, the PTSD, how she's dealing with it. And it's like each time she makes progress, boom, it happens again. And then they actually show the process of her, actually filing charges and like going to trial, testifying, and you're seeing all the victim blaming that like the defense attorney is making to her, essentially saying she was making it up, she wanted it. And if you look up, there's a scene of her like in court testifying, basically saying, hey, I was violated, I was raped, this is not okay. Like, all the violence that was shown, because the rape scenes in that movie were very, very graphic, there was a point, and it brought awareness. It came out, I want to say, middle or late 70s, so it's within the same like time period as Last House on the Left. There was a point, and like, yes, it was graphic, but as a woman, I got it. I see why it was made. I respect it for what it was. Last House on the Left, if Wes Craven was truly trying to show how evil people can be,
No, I'm gonna bring this movie back up because I think this will help you round out your thought. You said something while we watched this movie. I want to see if I can trigger you to say it again. Basically, this movie, Last Stop on the Night Train, which again, pretty much a ripoff.
Right.
Throughout the movie, they kept seeing the father and the wife at dinner table talk, and they're having conversations about the ongoing violence in society, and the uprising and all stuff. Yeah.
I don't remember what I said before, but they were.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I was like, I got it, and you're like, I don't remember. Like, shit.
My memory is horrible. You should know this by now.
But you were saying essentially that there was commentary. Because they cut between the conversation of the father and the actions.
Yeah.
Comments and actions and the comments and the actions. Instead of with Last House on the Left, it did comedy cops, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Comedy cops, horrible stuff. And this one, it was the father was saying something that was reflective in what was going on the train, showing that how society has really, truly broken down. And the father, who's kind of like, oh, I'm a pacifist, I would never hurt anybody, I would never do this, I don't believe, I'm a doctor, I took a Hippocratic oath. And then you see how quickly he throws that away, because it's like anybody under a certain amount of pressure will snap.
Right.
So
and I think the commentary in Last Stop on the Night Train is what saved it.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree with that.
It made
Totally agree with that.
That movie made so much more sense. I kind of wish Last House on the Left did that, because sometimes I think showing violence for the sake of violence is doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like I'm more, as I get older, I'm more sensitive towards violence against women, just because of our political climate right now.
Yeah.
Well,
can I ask you a question, actually?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, I mean, at this point, this movie doesn't seem like it ever glamorizes it, but it seems like it goes to make its audience feel uncomfortable and also kind of think, it almost tries, it never glamorizes it, never like shows it in a good light.
It doesn't show it in a good light, but the majority of the violence that's shown is Mary and Phyllis.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, like, the parents are getting revenge, yes. But it's like maybe 15, 20 minutes at most.
Oh, it's very
minimal. So
the wife is such an efficient killer. Estelle is just so good. I mean, I understand why there's no enough screen time for her. She walks in with a plan. She knows that she wants to kill the guy, and she does it. And she's good at it. So, the husband, I think if they would show the uncut stuff with the husband, we could have got 10 more hours.
Fair.
But anyway, I know what you're saying.
So to me, it's exploitative because the soul or the majority of the violence is just towards Mary and Phyllis. And
yes, it is.
It's graphic. It didn't need to be that graphic to begin with. And also, like, just hearing about the behind the scenes stuff is further strengthening my opinion of it being exploitative to the point where it should not have been made.
Now that we're getting to that point, can you dig into that deeper? Why do you have an issue with how it was made?
Okay, so the little group of felons, they decided they wanted.
Don't say it like that. You make them sound like the little rascals.
Okay.
Our little gang.
Krug and his fucked up friends.
Thank you.
The actors decided to go the method acting route, which
just two of them. I think it was the two main guys.
The two main guys who were much bigger than the female actors, who there is an imbalance of power. So, oh god, I just lost my train of thought.
So yeah,
and so for those of you who don't know what method acting is, they basically
it's the reason why we don't like Jared Leto.
Pretty much. They basically took their characters past filming and just acted like their characters even behind the scenes when they weren't filming or whatever. The sexual assault scenes were not choreographed.
Yeah, no, they were not. And it was very, very apparent that it was.
It's so apparent. And those poor actresses should not have had to go through that. And that is Wes Craven's responsibility.
Yeah.
To make sure when you're filming something like that, you need to film it in a safe place.
Well, also, I mean, the other issue with that is just to add on to it, not to subtract. I get you're a method actor. I get it. It's like, this is a time where it's a partnership in what you're doing with somebody.
Yeah.
Filming this, you got to be real with them. You got to be real. Like, say, hey, look, I'm listening to you. I'm hearing you out. I'm here. I get when you want to do your scene, you want to do your dialogue, you want to be a Shakespeare. Go right ahead, be that, whatever. But if you're doing something that involves two people and it can fuck somebody else up,
yeah,
like, be present in what you're doing.
You know
what I mean, like, because I've done scenes where I've asked for the consent of the other person, like, hey, what's the name about it? If I grab you, is it okay if I grab you like this, or push you like this?
It's common courtesy.
It's common courtesy, really. But it's not common to some people. Some people think art kind of negates courtesy, which it does not.
It doesn't. And honestly,
I've had to be on improv stages where the stage manager had to come out and say, okay, gentlemen, if you're going to grab somebody, like, you don't have to actually grab them. You can just do a ghost grab.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah.
Don't, because like some people would take advantage of the fact that, oh, it's improv, I can grab you. And it's like,
nope.
No.
No.
That. That's just that's using a guise
Yeah.
to do something wrong still.
And
it's like if I robbed a bank and I was like, hey, just method acting, thank you. I mean, like, no, you still pulled a gun in the bank, you're going to jail.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like this movie.
Which is fair. I mean, this type of genre film, it's one of those pay your dues horror movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
nothing you write home about. I'll be honest.
I just think it could have been done. It could have been done in a much better way. I think
100%.
Wes Craven was just trying to get noticed, and you know what? He accomplished his goal. Good for him. But you traumatize people in the process, and you really should be held responsible for that. Because it's not okay.
Yeah, like I said, he should have drawn the line. Is like, hey, look, I know you're gonna be method, but don't be method for this. Like, listen to your partner, hear the partner. Because I mean, there's nothing really that happens during those scenes where I go, wow, this guy's gonna be the next De Niro.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of just actions and seeing people's forearms and legs, and you're not seeing somebody's face, you're not seeing their eyes, you're not seeing their intentions, you're just seeing like you could have got body doubles to do that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then just throw in the sound and the voice and it would have been fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I agree with you. I agree with you because I don't think those two actresses act anymore. I know Peabody doesn't. I know she did she did a few horror movies afterwards, and I thought she was done after that.
Yeah, they both stopped.
Yeah.
And I really think the filming of the movie had something to do with that.
Well, also the guy who played Krug would be going around, or I think it was Weasel. He was like, hey, you better lock up your houses. We're coming to get you. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, shut it off.
Yeah.
Shut it off. Here's the thing. Here's the decency, okay? You want to talk about method acting. Look at Heath Ledger. He accidentally knocked out the guy in The Dark Knight when he did the pencil trick.
Yeah.
And he broke character to check if the guy was okay. Because the guy was a human before he was an actor.
Right.
And it was an accident. The stunt they were doing, the goal was to get his head as close as he could to the thing to perform the magic trick, the special effect they were actually doing. And he broke character to check if the guy's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't just stay in the Joker and make a joke. They knocked the guy out.
Yeah.
But that's what this guy was doing, metaphorically.
And, even, the best example for horror is when they filmed X, they had intimacy coordinators.
Yeah.
That were present on set when they were filming.
Yeah.
You don't hear those actors talk negatively about that movie or filming that movie.
Yeah, it's because that's people forget that's a very vulnerable place to be with a person, and it's very vulnerable, and you have to be careful with that stuff. Because a lot of these actors they really mess with their psyche with this stuff, and it can really affect how they are afterwards. You know what I mean? It's not, and then obviously you see that here with these two actresses. I mean, they don't act anymore. And anytime they do talk about their acting, I know they specifically do not mention this movie at all.
Right.
So, I mean, it's pretty apparent. It's pretty apparent what was the catalyst.
Yeah.
It's not, we don't have to theorize it. We don't have to hypothesize it. We know what happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. And again, like I said, young, ambitious director, wants to get the best shot, the best thing, best that, and that's sometimes it's the whole Icarus thing, flying too close to the sun and then burning.
Yeah.
In this case, other people get burned.
And I would say if you really want,
I wasn't saying it to excuse it. I'm just saying, obviously his intentions weren't malice, but reckless.
Very reckless.
Very reckless.
And I would just say, if you ever do want to watch this movie, I would watch the remake instead, because at least it was filmed safely. Yeah.
Which ironically, here's something weird about that.
What?
They filmed stuff out of order. Film, okay?
Yeah.
You can see the bruises on their legs. Before all the scenes happen. Because they filmed the heavy stuff first. And the actors all wanted to do their own stunts, and they all gave 100%, and they bruised themselves. So no amount of makeup can cover the bruises on their legs.
Yeah.
And again, that was a case where the actors were all a team. And
right.
They were all, and just Aaron Paul was one of the guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's my point. you could be an amazing actor and still be a considerate human being.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
with horror and all that stuff. Like I remember, great example. I always like hearing the story. The guy who played Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie movies.
Mm-hmm.
He was so communicative with with Scout and Daniel Harris.
Yeah.
Like he was like constantly, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. If it starts hurting, you do this. If you don't, you're gonna do this. Like he was just so like he made sure that they were safe at all times.
Right.
And you see how amazing those shots were.
Right.
They were gruesome. They were awful. They were scary, but safety. So I guess like be considerate. That's the thing, as you mentioned.
I feel like this was like a really depressing episode.
No, we had some levity. Yeah, I feel like I was the fat cop every once in a while.
Yeah, you were.
I was the fat cop who was like, "Can I ride in your chicken truck?" And they're like, "No, you can't ride in my chicken truck. There's only 900 chickens in this car, and if I put 901, it's too heavy. The car goes. So I ain't gonna." And I know that sounds like a really weird bullshit I just did.
But it's actual dialogue.
It's actual dialogue in the movie. So it's actual bullshit. I wouldn't recommend ever watching this movie, but if you have to watch it, it's a pay your dues horror movie. It's like that scary murder neighbor, and everybody tells you, hey, it's a rite of passage if you run onto their porch and touch it and ring their doorbell.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's a ring the murder neighbor's doorbell one time, and then we can respect you as a human being. That's what it is. Dude,
the Conjuring franchise is gonna end up being that. Nobody's gonna like it, and it's just gonna be pay your dues.
Yeah, some of the movies are already pay your dues on that one.
Yep, none.
Yep, none. None's a pay your dues none movie.
Oh god, I hate that movie.
That's a pay your dues to
understand it. Shit.
Don't forget about the secret Conjuring movie that nobody knows about.
Okay, we're not even gonna get into it.
Not gonna even talk about that.
We could go like another hour.
Anyways, that's all for Bride and Pimpy. Thank you so much for everybody joining. I know we have people coming in and out. So if you want to watch the whole episode, it'll be streaming live on YouTube, and it will be on Facebook, so you can watch it there. I want to thank everybody in the comments section. I want to thank John. John joined in at one point, coming to you live at Taekwondo class. Taekwondo class, which this is not the show. Listen to during Taekwondo class, but he listened, and that's how you know he's
John. That's fucking weird.
That's weird, and it's dedication. That's why I love you, dude. Anyways, until next time, I'm Jesse.
I'm Sarah.
And you've been listening to the Bride and Pimpy. Thank you so much, and have an awesome night, everybody. Take care.